Hello YouTube, it's Carrie Ann again, and welcome back to part 2 of the stained glass Lapghan pattern. We are going to be doing rows 7 through 16. So in the last video, which I will link right here, we did the foundation rows and row 1 through 6. So we are going to move on, and you're going to need your 5mm hook, a pair of scissors, and 2 different color yarns that are contrasting. These are the 2 yarns that I'm using. So real quick, just a couple of housekeeping notes here. The pattern is free. You can find it on Ravelry, and you can find it on my Facebook page. So there are links below in the video description for both. If you go to the Facebook page, just join the page. You don't have to answer any questions. You just simply have to join the page, and the pattern is located under files on the page. Also, I did put it on Ravelry because I realized not everybody has Facebook, so the link is there. You just go there and download it, and ta-da, you have the pattern. I just want to give a couple of shout outs to a couple of people on the Facebook page. The Facebook page is called Yarn Over Creations, and I would like to give a shout out to Kathy, Brenda, and Linda, who finished the Nava Lapghan pattern. The 3 of you did a beautiful job. It just fills my heart with joy to know that the patterns are workable and that you enjoyed the project. I love that other people are making these designs. So thank you for sharing your pictures and sharing what colors you chose. You all did such a beautiful job, and I hope that everybody continues to share their finished projects on the Facebook page if you're able to join. So that being said, we are going to move right on to row number 7 in the stained glass pattern, and this is where we left off. So this is what you should have so far. And before we begin, I would just like to start with some gratitude. So whenever I'm making a blanket for someone, or even for myself, I like to pour my love into every stitch, and I like to get my mind and my head in the right headspace. This is not about being frustrated or overly concerned that we're doing it wrong. We can always start a row over if we've made a mistake. Sometimes we have to take a step back in order to move forward. So before we begin, I'm just going to start with my gratitude prayer. And I'm going to take a few breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth and relax my body and relax my mind. And with those breaths, I'm just allowing any tension just to leave my body, because we're going to enjoy this, and we're going to pour some love and gratitude into every stitch. So today I am grateful for the shoes on my feet, the clothes on my back, and the roof over my head. I am grateful for that clean water that flows freely from the faucet and the food in my cupboards. I am grateful for all of my families and all of my friends. May they be guided, blessed, and safe. I am grateful for all of you for coming along and joining me on these crochet journeys on these projects. I am grateful for a day off in the middle of the week so that I can do these videos. I am grateful for the birds that come to my bird feeder. I am grateful for the changes in the weather. Spring is coming. And there we have it. So let's go ahead and move right into row number 7. Okay, here we go in row number 7. We're going to be using our color A which is our background color. This is the color I'm using for my background. If you are interested in the yarn that I'm using, there's a link below. Just so you know, those are affiliate links. So I do get a small commission if you use those links to purchase this yarn. And so row number 7, we always start with our border stitch and 2 other stitches that are not counted. So just a quick reminder, your border stitch, you're going to put your hook under both loops of the first stitch, pull up a loop, leaving a tail, and you're going to move your tail out of the way, yarn over, pull that through that loop and tighten that yarn, and then under the very same stitch, put your hook under both loops, pull up a loop. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through both loops. And that is our border stitch. Our border stitch is the same at the beginning of each row. And now we have 2 more stitches that are not counted, and that would be 2 double crochets. And so we're going to yarn over. Here is my next stitch. We're going to drop down to the stitch below. Put your hook through. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And we have 1 more double. And those are our first 3 stitches of the row. And now we move into our repeat stitches. Remember, your repeat stitches on the pattern are between the brackets. And for the lapghan, you're going to repeat those series of stitches 3 times. So our first set of stitches is 4 singles and 4 doubles. Your single crochets are always in the back loop of the stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 4 doubles. And you can kind of see your 4 doubles right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, your double crochets, you're always working into the same color yarn as your working yarn. So you're never going to work, I'm using my gray here, I would never work my double into my blue or my turquoise. So now we're going to do 4 double crochets. 1, 2, split my yarn, 3, and 4. Our next set of stitches, 7 singles, 4 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we're going to do 4 doubles. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Our next set of stitches, 7 singles, 4 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's kind of tough because I'm looking in the camera to do this. So, and this is my 7th single. 7. And then 4 doubles again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 3 single crochets. That's how you end the series. 1, 2, 3. And that is your series of stitches. You will work those 2 more times with the stitches in the brackets, and I'll see you at the end of this row. Okay, I'm coming to the end of row 7 here. I've completed all my repeat stitches, so we're going to end with 1 single, and then 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and then our ending border stitch. And our ending border stitch is the same at the end of every row. So once again, you're going to put your hook under both loops of that last stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and now with your hook still on your yarn, you're going to cut your yarn, leaving a tail 1 to 2 inches, yarn over, and pull that yarn all the way through and tighten that stitch a little bit. And that's the end of row 7, and this is what you should be seeing. And let's move on to row 8. Okay, here we are at the beginning of row 8. In this row we're using color B, which is our pattern color. I'm using this turquoise-ish blue color. And remember, each row we're always alternating our colors. So we're going to go ahead and do our beginning border stitch. Okay, and then we start with 2 single crochets before we move into our repeat stitches. So that's 1 and 2, and our first set of stitches, 1 double, 1 single. That's 1 double, 1 single, our next set of stitches, 1 double, 6 singles, 1 double, 6 singles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Our next set of stitches, 1 double, 1 single, 1 double, 1 single, our next set of stitches, 1 double, 1 single, 1 double, 1 single, our next set of stitches, 1 double, 6 singles, 1 double, 6 singles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Our next set of stitches, 1 double, 1 single, 1 double, 1 single, and then our next set, 1 double, 1 single, 1 double, 1 single, our next set of stitches, 1 double, 6 singles, 1 double, 6 singles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And our last set of stitches, 1 double, 1 single, 1 double, 1 single. And that is our series of repeat stitches. We're going to go ahead, and if we're doing the lapghan size, we're going to repeat that 2 more times. I'll see you at the end of this row. Okay, I have come to the end of row 8. I've done all my repeats, and we are going to end with our 3 stitches and our border stitches that are not counted. So we're going to end with 1 double, and 2 singles and a border stitch. 1, all right, I'll start that one over. 1 and 2 and a border stitch, which again, always on that last stitch, put your hook under both loops of that last stitch. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, leave your hook on your yarn, and we're going to cut that, yarn over, and pull through, tighten that up. That's the end of row 8, and this is what you should be seeing. And we're going to begin row 9. Okay, so row 9, we're using our color A, which is our background color. And as always, we're going to start with that border stitch. And we start with 2 double crochets. It's 1, and 2. Okay, so we're going to move into our repeat stitches. And our first set of stitches, we have 3 single crochets and 6 doubles. So 1, 2. I'm going to start that over. 2 and 3, and then 6 doubles, where you can see where your 6 doubles are going. So we're always working into the same color as our working yarn when we're doing double crochets. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Our next set of stitches, 5 singles, 6 doubles. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 6 doubles. I have to adjust this because there we go. And then 6 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And our next set of stitches is again 5 singles, 6 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then our 6 doubles. Whoa. There we go. 1, 2, splitting my yarn. When you split your yarn, always stop and start over. You will notice it in your project. Even if nobody else notices it, you will. So we're just taking our time. Like I said, it's always okay to stop. Start over. And that is 6. And then we end our repeat stitches with 2 doubles, or singles, sorry. And with 2 singles. 1 and 2. And that is our repeat stitches in this row. Pretty simple. I will see you at the end of this row. Okay, I'm coming to the end of row 9, and we're going to end our row with 1 single crochet and 2 doubles. So that's 1 single, 2 doubles, 1 and 2, let's try that again. 2, and then our border stitch. Go ahead and cut that yarn. And that is the end of row 9. That was a pretty easy row, huh? Pretty easy to remember those stitches. A relaxing row. And that's what you should be looking at. And we're going to move on to row 10. Okay guys, we're moving in right to row 10. And we're going to start, as always, with our border stitch and then 2 single crochets. So let's start with that border stitch. Your border stitch is the same at the beginning of each row. So there's our border stitch. And then we're going to do 2 singles. 1, 2. Then we move right into our repeat stitches, and we're going to start with 1 single and 1 double. 1 single, 1 double. And our next set of stitches is 8 singles, 1 double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Our next set of stitches, whoops, let's do that double before we move on to our next set. So that was 8 singles. Let's do 1 double. Our next set, 1 single, 1 double.
Sorry, I couldn't understand, but I may have a few recommendations. There's a skill called Jeopardy.
Okay,
Like to try
Alexa, stop. That was, yeah, my echo. And I don't know why she started talking, but anyway, she wanted to tell us about Jeopardy. So that's what we did, 1 single, 1 double. And now we're going to do 8 single crochets, 1 double crochet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 double crochet, our next set of stitches, 1 single, 1 double, one single, 1 double, our next set of stitches is 8 singles and 1 double. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 double. And that is the end of our repeat stitches, and that's what you should be looking at. So go ahead and repeat those 2 more times, and I'll see you at the end of this row. Okay guys, I'm at the end of row 10. I finished all my repeats, and we are going to end with 3 single crochets and a border stitch, and I have enough stitches, 1, 2, 3, that's my singles and my border stitch. So let's go ahead and do that. That's 1, 2, and 3, and then our border stitch. That's the end of row 10. And that's what you should be seeing. And we're going to move on to row 11. Okay guys, we are starting row 11. We are using our color A, which is our background color. And we're going to start as always with our border stitch, putting our hook under both loops of that first stitch, bringing up a loop, moving the tail out of the way. You don't want to crochet your tail. And then again under the same stitch, under both loops, pull up a loop and tighten that yarn a little bit. So for row 11, we're going to start with 2 doubles before we move into our repeat stitches. So let's do 2 double crochets. We'll start that one over. Okay, so to start, we're going to do 2 singles and 2 doubles. So 1, 2 singles and 2 doubles. 1, 2. Our next set of stitches, 4 singles, 2 doubles. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 2 doubles. 1 and 2, our next set, 3 single crochets, 2 double crochets.
Sorry, I couldn't understand, but I may have a few recommendations.
Stop, Alexa, stop. I don't.
Sorry, I couldn't understand.
Alexa,
but I may.
stop. I do not know why she keeps talking. Oh my gosh. All right, let's try this again. We're moving into 3 single crochets and 2 double crochets. So it's 3 singles, 1, 2, and 3. 2 doubles, 1, 2. Our next set of stitches is 4 singles and 2 doubles. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 2 doubles. 1 and 2. Our next set of stitches, 3 singles, 2 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochets, 1, and 2. Our next set of stitches, 4 singles, 2 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4 singles, 2 doubles. 1 and 2. Oops. And then we're going to end with 1 single crochet. And those are your set of stitches that you will repeat 2 more times. And I'll see you at the end of this row. Okay guys, I am at the end of row 11. I've repeated all my stitches that I needed to repeat. We're going to end with 1 single and 2 doubles and then our border stitch. So that's 1 single and 2 doubles. One and 2, and then our border stitch. And that is the end of row 11. And the sun is shining, so grateful for the sun, but it's causing trouble with the video. But anyway, this is what you should be looking at the end, seeing row 11. And we're going to start with row 12. Okay guys, we're moving on to row 12. We're using our color B, which is our pattern color, and we're going to start with that border stitch. Like so. And in this row we start with our border stitch and 2 single crochets. Your single crochets are always in the back loop. That's 1 and 2. And then we move into our repeat stitches. Our first set of stitches, we have 1 double and 3 single crochets. Let's do 1 double and 3 singles. 1, 2, and 3. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 2 singles. So 1 double and 2 singles. 1, 2. Our next set of stitches, 1 double, 3 singles. 1 double, 3 singles. 1, 2, 3. Our next set of stitches, 1 double, 3 singles. 1 double, 3 singles. 1, 2, and 3. Our next set of stitches, 1 double, 2 singles. 1 double, 2 singles. 1, our next set of stitches, 1 double, 3 singles. One double, 3 singles. 1, 2, and 3. Next set of stitches, we have 1 double, 3 singles. 1 double, 3 singles. 1, 2, 3. Next set of stitches, we have 1 double, 2 singles. 1 double, 2 singles. And our last set of stitches, we have 1 double, 3 singles. 1 double, 3 singles. 1, 2, and 3. So those are our repeat stitches. We will work those series of stitches 2 more times. You can begin to see the pattern coming together here, and I will see you at the end of this row. Okay, coming to the end of row 12, I finished all my repeats. We're going to end this row with 1 double, 2 singles, and a border stitch. So, caught that thread there. Oh. Try that again. 1 double, 2 singles, and our border stitch. Remember, your border stitch, you're always going under both loops of the stitch. And we're going to cut that. Flip that over. And that's the end of row 12. And this is what you should be looking at. Let's move on to row 13. Okay, moving on to row 13. We're using our color A, which is our background color. And we will start with a border stitch and 2 double crochets. Let's go ahead and do that border stitch first. And we're going to do 2 doubles. Wow. Sometimes our yarn doesn't cooperate. That's okay. You just take a pause, step back, start the stitch over. No big deal. I struggle trying to crochet while looking in the camera. Otherwise, I'm flying through this. Okay, so we've done our double crochets. We're going to move into our repeat stitches. And our first set of stitches, we have 1 single, 1 double. 1 single and 1 double. Our next set, we have 8 single crochets and 1 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1 double. Our next set of stitches, 1 single, 1 double. 1 single and 1 double. Our next set of stitches, 8 singles, 1 double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1 double. Our next set of stitches, 1 single, 1 double. 1 single, 1 double. Our next set of stitches, which is our last set, 8 singles, 1 double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 double. Okay, I gotta go back and fix this. I don't think I hit that stitch right, but I'll go back and correct that. So this is your first set of stitches, series of stitches. You're going to repeat those series of stitches 2 more times, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay guys, I'm at the end of row 13. I did have to go back and correct that stitch. I did miss that stitch. So that's no big deal. We make mistakes. We just stop what we're doing and we go back. Easy to fix. So I am at the end of my repeat stitches, and I'm going to end with 1 single, 2 doubles, and a border stitch. I know I'm on the right track because I have enough stitches to do that. There's my 1 single, 2 doubles, and 1 border. So let's go ahead and do 1 single and 2 doubles. There I am catching that yarn again. Ah, there we go. Oh my goodness. that's one double, two doubles, and our ending border stitch, which goes under both loops of the very last stitch. Cut that yarn over, pull that yarn through and tighten. And that's the end of row 13, and this is what you should be seeing. And we're going to move on to row 14. Okay guys, we're on row 14, and if you're looking at the pattern, you're looking at row 14 and you're going, ah, look at all those stitch changes. But don't worry, you're kind of seeing how the pattern is coming together. So you have your rows below to reference yourself, so it's not as overwhelming as you may think it is. So let's just take it one stitch at a time. Looks like a challenging row, and we can do this. So we're going to be using our color B, which is our pattern color, and we're going to start with that border stitch at the beginning of the row. Like so. Okay, so to start, we're going to do 2 single crochets before we move into our repeat stitches. So that's 1, maybe 1 and 2. Okay, so our first set of stitches is our first set of stitches, try that again. Our first set of stitches is 1 double, 1 single. So 1 double, 1 single. And then our next set is 1 double, 1 single. 1 double, 1 single. Our next set of stitches, 1 double, 2 singles. 1 double, 2 singles. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 1 single. 1 double, 1 single. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 1 single. 1 double, 1 single. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 1 single. 1 double, 1 single. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 1 single. 1 double, 1 single. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 2 singles. 1 double, 2 singles. 1, 2. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 1 single. 1 double, 1 single. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 1 single. 1 double, 1 single. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 1 single. 1 double, 1 single. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 1 single. 1 double, 1 single. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 2 singles. 1 double, 2 singles. 1, 2. Our next set of stitches, 1 double, 1 single. 1 double, 1 single. And our last set of stitches is 1 double, 1 single. 1 double, 1 single. So that is your series of stitches, your repeat stitches. So go ahead and repeat that 2 more times, and I'll see you at the end of this row. Okay, coming to the end of row 14. You made it. You did it. Wasn't so bad, huh? Once you understand the placement of the stitches, you can breeze right through it. Okay, so we're going to end this row with 1 double crochet and 2 single crochets, and then our border stitch. So let's do our 1 double and 2 singles. 1, 2, and then our ending border stitch, putting our hook under both loops of the last stitch. We cut our yarn, leaving a tail. Yarn over. And there we have the end of row 14. And this is what you should be seeing. And we'll be moving on to row 15. Okay guys, here we are at row number 15. We are using our color A, which is our background color. And we're going to start with our beginning border stitch, putting your hook under both loops of the first stitch. And we're going to start this row with 2 double crochets. That's 1. And 2. And now we are going to move into our repeat stitches. Our first set of stitches, 1 single, 1 double. 1 single, 1 double. Our next set of stitches is 8 singles, 1 double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 double crochet. And our next set is 1 single, 1 double. 1 single, 1 double. And our next set of stitches is 8 singles, 1 double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 double. Our next set of stitches is 1 single, 1 double. 1 single, 1 double. Our next set of stitches is 8 singles, 1 double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 double. And those are our 33 repeat stitches. Go ahead and repeat those series of stitches 2 more times for the lapghan size, and I'll see you at the end of the row. Okay guys, I am at the end of row 15, and we're going to end this row with 1 single crochet and 2 double crochets. We'll do 1 single and 2 doubles. That's 1 and 2, and then our border stitch. Put your hook under both loops of the last stitch. Cut your yarn. I already cut my yarn because I forgot to record it, so I went back. Cut your yarn over and pull through both loops. Tighten that up. That's the end of row 15, and that's what you should be looking at. And we're going to move on to row 16. Okay guys, we are moving on to row 16. We are using our color B, which is our pattern color, and we're going to start with a border stitch and 2 single crochets. Let's go ahead and start with our border stitch. And then 2 single crochets in the back loop only. That's 1 and 2. And we're going to move into our repeat stitches. Our first set of stitches is 1 double and 3 singles. There's 1 double and 3 singles. 1, 2, start that one over again. 2 and 3. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 2 singles. So 1 double, 2 singles. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 3 singles. 1 double, 3 singles. 1, 2 and 3. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 3 singles. 1 double, 3 singles. 1, 2 and 3. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 2 singles. So 1 double, 2 singles. 1 and 2. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 3 singles. One double, 3 singles. 1, 2 and 3. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 3 singles. 1 and 3 singles. 1, 2, 3. Our next set of stitches is 1 double, 2 singles. 1 double, 2 singles. 1, 2. And our next set of stitches in our last set is 1 double, 3 singles. 1 double, we'll start that one over. 1 double and 3 singles. 1, 2, and 3. And those are our repeat stitches. Go ahead and repeat that series of stitches 2 more times, and this is what you should be looking at. I'll meet you at the end of the row. Okay guys, I'm at the end of row 16, and we're going to end this row with 1 double, 2 singles, and our border stitch. So let's go ahead and do 1 double, 2 singles, that's 1 and 2, and our border stitch, which goes under both loops of the last stitch. Cut our yarn and yarn over and pull that all the way through, and that's the end of row 16, and this is where we're going to end this video. And the next video will be the remaining 10 rows, and that should wrap it up for this tutorial. At the end of the next video, I will be sure to walk you through how to repeat everything to make the lapghan. But this is where we're going to end for today, and this is what you should be looking at. Pattern is coming together nicely, and I will get the next video up to you probably by Saturday evening or afternoon. So thanks for joining me, and till next time, I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.